Hi, I'm Kate and I make junk journals, and today I'm going to show you a really cool activity that I did with a bunch of youth, and we made these little paper bag junk journals. So this year I got to go help be a leader for girls camp in my church, and it was really fun. And the girls range from I think like 11 to probably like 16 or 17. And I thought, of course, I have to do some kind of craft for junk journaling. So I scoured the internet on some good ideas for some quick projects, and I saw a lot of different tutorials on how to make a little notebook out of a paper bag. So I watched a bunch of those videos and I kind of combined a bunch of different ideas, and I came up with these little notebooks. So first we're gonna do a little flip through and kind of explain to you what it is that I made. And then I'm gonna show you how I prepared it and brought it for the girls. And then I can show you how it went and show you some of the really cool flip throughs of the journals the girls made. So let's take a look at these. These are the samples that I made before we went up so that they could have something to look at to kind of know what they were making. This one I made and I didn't decorate it at all. I just kind of put it together and assembled it. And then this one I added little tags and designed each page, added some stamps, and kind of made it a little, this one's complete and finished, and this is just kind of the basics. So we'll go ahead and flip through this one since it's way more exciting than that one. So I just kind of made a little collage for the cover, and then since it's a paper bag, this is kind of a pocket right here. I didn't fill it, but someday maybe I can put something cute from camp there or something. And then I just made a little belly band right here with a tag, and then here are the pages. And this is all just kind of put together with that, what's that called? That twiney, ropey, the stuff. Frizzy twine rope. I would like to promise you that I will get better at terms someday and give you actual words for things, but I just gotta be honest with myself and just realize that probably isn't gonna happen. So I do apologize for my tiny vocabulary. Aha! I just looked it up. It is twine. I was right. See, sometimes I do know words. So here's the back side of the paper bag. So there's a little room. So I just there's a little pocket right here, and there's 3 panels. Here I made a little pocket, put little tags in, then just a little notebook paper here so I could write on that, and then I put some tags in here, and that is my cute little notebook. Okay, so there we have it, and that's pretty cute and pretty fun, and I thought it would be nice and simple, nothing too complex, and then the girls can assemble it and decorate it as much as they want. And there was a huge variety. Some of the girls just kind of stayed there forever, and you could see like junk journal vision in their eyes, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And I was like, you guys, there's more. And I showed them flip throughs of junk journals and they were like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so I have a bunch of little recruits for junk journalers now. But some of the girls just kind of wanted to slap a few papers on it and, go on their way. And that is totally great because for sure not everybody's a paper crafter, or at least they don't know it yet. I bet there's a little paper crafting in everybody, right? I'd like to think that's true, even if it's not. Makes me feel like the world's a better place. So let me show you how I prepared for this. So I brought to camp with me these 3 buckets, and these have everything that I used to make them. So beforehand, I went and bought a paper pack, and I was really torn on whether to use book pages and vintage things, and what it came down to is it was a lot faster to produce and get ready because I had a lot of other things to do to get ready for camp. And so I thought, it will be cute, everything will coordinate if I already just buy things that coordinate, and then they don't have to have really design skills. If it's a bunch of vintage stuff and they have to do process to it, it'll take longer. So I just bought a paper pack and I just cut them already to the correct sizes they need to glue onto the panels. Then I pre-cut all the pages in a little variety of different kinds of writing paper so that they could have variety and color, but they were already just pre-cut and ready to go. So a big thank you to my husband who would sit up late with me and help cut all these out while I organized it all. And here's the paper pack. So it's a Paper Studio, what's it called? Floral Collage? Seems kind of generic sounding. It has a number, does that help? 200180, is that like the design number? I don't know. I should probably learn more about paper packs. But anyway, it's super cute, springy, fun. I loved it. My heart called out to it, so I bought it. So I have the paper in there, and then these are the things I cut. And then in this box, I just brought some of my cute things. I tried to put things in here that were kind of cutesy and would match the paper pack that I got. And I also wanted to make sure they were things I thought were super cute, but not my favorite things, because I didn't want to get territorial about what was in there. I wanted to like give it with my heart. So I wanted to make sure it was cute and I loved it and I was proud of it, but that I wouldn't be like, don't use that, I want that. So I got a good variety, and this is of course after they used it, so it was more full than this. And then I also printed out some cute little quotes, because this is a church girls camp, and so there are little scripture quotes and different little things that are cute and appropriate for camp. And then here is kind of the supply box. So I had pre-cut all the twine. Now that I know this is twine, I'm so accurate. And then I got a bunch of these little glue sticks, and they just came in like a little pack of, I think 30 for not very much money. I was so excited how cheap the glue was. And then just a whole bunch of rubber stamps and 2 ink pads. And then I have these little mini distress ink pads, so I have a few more colors and stuff. And then I also have my scissors and my hole puncher. So that's all the supplies. Okay, so let's do a little inventory count. We got scrapbook paper, writing paper, paper bags, twine, cute stuff to decorate, glue, scissors, hole punch, stamps, and ink. So that's all the supplies that I brought. So let me tell you a little more specifically about these papers that I pre-cut and give you some measurements. So you start with a paper bag, and I pre-glued these. I used my handy dandy Fabri-Tac, and I did a string of glue in that little crease. So you can see that's glued shut, so I cannot separate the side like a normal paper bag. If I try to like open it up like a bag, I can't. It's sealed. So I sealed both the edges, and then I also glued here and here on this little sacky bottom part, and then that creates this little half pocket here. So that's how I prepped all of them before camp, so that again the girls wouldn't have to sit through the boring part and it'd be ready to go. And then we just folded them by folding in this little bottom piece and then bringing these 2 corners together like this. Okay, so this is the base. And so once you have your base, you can see the sizes you need for these little papers. So I needed 2 different sizes because this little flap panel is smaller than this big back panel. So I cut these, or let's be honest, my husband cut these and I told him the dimensions. And this looks like it's about 3 inches in width and 4 inches and whatever that is, I always say 2 clicks in from 5. That's not accurate measuring. 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 7/8. 4 and 7/8. So 4 inches and 7/8 of an inch. Or if you're like me, 2 clicks down from 5. So that is the measurement for this size. Oh, I should probably measure this too. So 2 clicks down from 11, 2 clicks up from 5. So what is that? 5 and 1/8. I really hope none of my former math teachers ever find my YouTube channel, so sorry about that whole not being able to read measurements thing. But so this is just for the small panel, and you can see that like lines up there really nicely, and then we can already know that that fits. And then for the bigger ones that fit on the main panels, it is 3.5. So instead of 3 inches, it's 3.5 inches width, and then it's the same height. It's still 2 clicks down from 5, 4 and 7/8. So to make one junk journal, you need 4 different of the bigger ones, the 3.5 thickness ones, so that it goes here, 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 and here. And then you need 2 of the little 3-inch width ones, because they're just gonna go on the front and back of that panel. So for every single book, you need 4 of these and 2 of these. So we had 20 girls, so I just wanted to make sure if everyone wanted to make a book, I needed at least 80 of these and 40 of these. Now I did make more than that because I wanted everyone to have the variety that they wanted, and I wanted lots of options, but that's the minimum you'd need if you wanted to make sure everybody had one. Okay, so let's go ahead and build that now. So I'm just gonna grab 2 of these and 4 of these. And I had the girls use glue sticks because it was cheap and easy. But for me, I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac since it dries so much faster and I'm fancy like that. But the glue sticks worked great for camp. So I'll just glue these big ones on the larger panels. Okay, so those are the 3.5 inch bigger ones, and then I'll just put the smaller 3-inch guys on that part. Okay, so that was the next thing I had them do. So just to recap, to make sure I'm a little bit organized, they had their paper bag, it was already pre-glued, they folded it up, Folding is the first step, and then the second step was pick out your papers and glue them on. So at this point, we're going to pick our writing paper. So I had each girl pick out 5 different writing papers. So you'll need 5 per book. So we cut out 100 of these. And again, I made extra because I wanted everybody to be able to pick what they wanted and have lots of variety. So once you have 5 papers, then we just stack them in the order that you want them, and then we'll just fold them and crease them in the middle. So now it's just like that. So stacked on top, fold your papers. Once your papers are folded, then I just had them align them in between the 2 larger panels. So where the spine of the book is gonna be, right there, we're gonna line that with this crease and just lay it right there. Then I'm gonna take a hole puncher and just kind of put that, I just push it all the way down. I guess, what is that, an inch down, 3/4 of an inch down, something like that. And just go ahead and make a hole right on the center of the spine and right in the crease of those folds. And then the same thing on the bottom so that you have 2 holes right on that spine. So now it should look like that. And you take your pre-cut twine. What is this? 12, so about 15 inches is what I cut. And we're just gonna start from the outside of the cover and pull it in and then loop it back out. And then we can tie a knot here. So I did a square knot, right over left, left over right. And then I told the girls they could either cut the ends right there and have it be just a little knot, or they could tie a little bow and then trim the ends if they needed to. So I'll tie a cute little bow like that. And that is bound, and that's the base book. So now we've constructed pretty much the journal. And some of the girls really liked the construction part and kind of faded out after this and just kind of wanted it as is. And then a handful of the girls really got into decorating them. So I just, after this, I gave them the little box of stamps and the box of cute things and said, here is a sample, here's some ideas, and decorate to your heart's content. Made sure they knew that there was no right or wrong way to do it, no right or wrong use for their little books. If they wanted to write in it, great. If they wanted to fill it full of cute things right now, great. I showed them how to make little tags and belly bands and pockets, and it was so much fun. So here are the sweet books that these girls made, and a few of them were willing to do flip throughs with me, and they were so proud, and they just wanted to show me each page, and they were so much fun, and they loved it. It was a really great way for me to have a good time at camp and connect with these girls, and they did so many fun, unique things. I loved to see their ideas because they were unfamiliar with what a junk journal is supposed to be. They just did what they wanted, and I was so impressed with how they really just took it and ran with it, and you could just tell they were totally in the crafting zone. It was awesome. I loved having everything prepared and pre-cut and all ready, because that way I could really just kind of give them a quick demo, give them all the supplies, and they could just go for it. And they really didn't need much help. So if you're looking for a fun group activity that maybe you could do to share junk journaling or just a craft or something like that, this one definitely worked out so fabulous. It was a huge success. Everybody loved it. All the leaders were even into it. And with just a little bit of pre-planning and preparing, it was really easy. And so hopefully this tutorial gives you a good idea and you can go ahead and take it from here. If you're brand new to junk journaling or you don't really know what to do at this point and you need some help figuring out what is it that they should do on the cover, how do you make pockets inside, and you need a little bit more help, then just stay tuned, because next week I'm going to go ahead and decorate this for you so you can see how I do it, and I'll give you some ideas and suggestions. So we'll keep it simple, we'll keep it fun, and we'll make sure you have some great ideas to suggest if you want to do this activity too. So if you decide to make a project like this for either a kids group or maybe even just one for yourself, I would love to see it. You can email me pictures and videos at katesjunkjournals@gmail.com, or you can just tag me on Instagram at katesjunkjournals. And I would love to hear your comments. Tell me what you thought, if you've made anything similar, or if you have any suggestions of how other people could make them. Oh, also, exciting news, I wanted to give a big shout out to my friend Gwen Offit. I've mentioned her several times because she is my favorite Etsy site, and I have used her lots of different times. I just got another delivery from her, and I always get her ephemera packs and her journaling cards. She is so affordable. It's $10 for an ephemera pack of 50 items. If you were to spend $10 at a hobby store, you would get way less, and they would all be the same thing. There wouldn't be as good a variety. So I've ordered from her tons of times. She is my go-to for cute things. She's so nice, she's so awesome, and I feel so lucky that she has given me a discount code that I could share with you guys. So I'm so happy to try to promote her because I've used her forever, love her to death. So please use my promo code, check her out, buy up all her ephemera packs, products. Buy up her journaling cards. She also makes tons of other cute things. So if those catch your eyes, buy up her whole store. But those are my favorite products, and I'll have the links for those below. Thank you so much again, Gwen, and I love buying from you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. It's been fun crafting with you, and I'll see you next week. It's like the burlap equivalent of string. Cowboy rope. Rustic stuff. Frizz rope. Wild West yarn. Is it twine? Is twine a word? I should look it up. What is that called?